Hello, everyone. Welcome back to yet another political episode. Yesterday, July 4th, our nation's Independence Day, the big, beautiful bill was signed into law. A bill that is possibly and very potential impactful into the future. It is actually impactful to the future. Which way it goes, it's unknown. We know this bill helps the middle class. It gives those Trump 2017 tax cuts permanent. But the how we have to pay for this itself is complex. Of course, this will involve lots of spending, and it will potentially raise the deficit. Although there have been economists that of course rebuked that and kind of contradicted this, saying that actually, the tax cuts pay for themselves. That of course. There's some stuff in the bill that would result to this measure, resulting to the bill not going to the deficit, which I am giving that a chance. I will believe Scott Bessent, who has been 100% correct on the tariffs. Everyone freaked out. Oh, the tariffs are going to result to inflation. Skyrocket. It's going to result to a recession. Has it resulted to a recession? It hasn't. And now Elon Musk coming out saying this is a deficit bill. It's starting, yada, yada, yada. And obviously, it's very complex, and I'm saying, okay, I'm not going to believe Elon Musk because, A, you're not an economist. Since Elon Musk is 100% committed to absolutely destroy his own credibility on the issue. Yes, he gets credibility for the Doge cuts, but he decided to flush that credibility down the toilet. Because he cut some crud out of the government, he thinks he gets to have the say. No, you're debating a U.S. Treasury Secretary. He knows what he's talking about. He is a record, unlike Elon Musk, who said that the recession's going to come any minute now, any minute. So I think it's very ironic. But anyway, we got to talk about the midterms, because Democrats, like James Carville, Democrat, very old Democrat strategist, is coming out to say, Republicans have flushed away their midterm chances. And I'm saying, hang on. Let's be real. We aren't going to feel the actual impact if this was a good idea or a bad idea in 2 years. When we start to feel the impacts of the Great Beautiful Bill, that would be like 2027. It would be 2028 would be more. The Big Beautiful Bill will be more deciding the 2028 election, not the upcoming 2026 midterm elections, which, of course, looking at the map, specifically the Senate race, not looking good at all for Democrats. You have Laura Trump, who is looking very posed to actually run in the said North Carolina election to replace Tom Tillis, who, of course, I think Laura Trump is a great candidate. If you have Laura Trump running as the nominee, this is going to galvanize Republican base. We know the North Carolina is already good with Republican voters, right? Republicans are the high propensity voter in North Carolina. So Democrats, who are their base is going to be specifically Democrat, Black, African-Americans and suburban women. That's their base. And it's somehow, some way, that base is not turning out in North Carolina. They're the low propensity voter. And it just happens to be these African-American states with more African-Americans that view the Democratic Party, specifically Georgia and North Carolina. They make Democrats the low propensity voter. Why? Then again, they rely on that African-American vote. They fuel the Democratic Party. And in order for Democrats to do good in these states, they need those African-Americans to show up. Once again, the delusion is unrenounced. You have a race to the White House, tilting Democrat. They called this a leaning Republican for Tom Tillis, a very unpopular Republican. Everyone hates him, even the MAGA base, even Trump Republicans, even liberals. And they had a leading Republican. So this is cope. I don't care what race to the White House has to say. They're irrelevant. The fact is, we got our candidate, Laura Trump, and she's looking like she's possibly going to run. You have Donald Trump, who knows Laura Trump in person. He's come out to endorse her. Laura Trump even said herself that she is very, very, very likely going to run. She is super serious about running for senator. And I think this is a great opportunity to expand the Trump base, not from Florida, but also into North Carolina. It's important to have the Trumps, to get the Trump children into politics, because Donald Trump's not going to be around forever. Potentially, one of the Trumps could be the heir to the saber or the staff or whatever. You pass the staff to one of the kids or pass the staff to J.D. Vance. The only problem is, I know people are more likely to have more respect to one of Trump's sons that shares his lineage or his personality, like Don Jr., than maybe J.D. Vance. I'm open to anything, but anything that helps us win. But honestly, Laura Trump should run a very, very galvanized, motivating campaign, and that puts North Carolina into the leaning category. So really, Democrats have nothing to flip unless they get Susan Collins out. And that's the other thing. Susan Collins, we have to watch her. If this turns bright red, meaning that she retires, then this is flipping Democrat for sure. It's going to be dark blue. Right now, it's looking pretty good for Susan Collins. You have these. It's saying Sabutu's crystal ball, leaning Republican, Cook political report, leaning Republican. So it's looking very good. Democrats don't necessarily have a good candidate. These two candidates, not the best. Publicly expressed, you got the speaker, Ryan Factu. He possibly could have Collins run for her money. But that's all you guys got. Unless Collins drops out. It's not about who's Collins is running against. It's about if Collins is even running. Because I think, obviously, she's been in here for a very, very, very long time. 1997. Okay? And she is 72. I mean, she's up there in age, but she's been in the Senate for a while. And she might want to retire. She might want to be done. She's been in politics for a very long time. And who knows, this might be her this might be her last election, actually. And looking at this, I think it's very possible that, this is the one thing the Democrats will gain is Maine, and that's it. But if you gain Maine, that's not necessarily a good year for you. Just that's all you get, Maine. I mean, if you want to celebrate a flip in the Senate from a Democrat state, good for you, I guess. But it's just cope. Because I would give them more credibility if they defended Michigan and Georgia. Because let's be real. Maybe Susan Collins leaving and sacrificing, Maine being the sacrificial lamb for said Republicans in some way, would be helpful, because that would concentrate the Republicans, put more money and more effort into Michigan and Georgia. If you have a separate account for North Carolina, knowing that, we're probably going to win this because of we're the high propensity. Don't be complacent, but keep in mind we're most likely going to be the winners. Then that incentivizes us to put more attention into Michigan and Georgia. And that gives us more ability to fund. We already have $500 million we can funnel into these races. Our goal, mainly, if we get the Republicans tend to do very well, I notice, in these runoff races. Not the runoff, but these first round races. first round sort of deal. Why? Because then again, Republicans are the high propensity voter. Okay, they're a high propensity voter. This is by first round. First round results. Yes, it's important to note Raphael Warnock won the first round. Why? Because Republicans were split ticketing with Kelly Loeffler and Doug Collins. And of course, Deborah Jackson, but she ran a very weak campaign. I mean, Collins actually won counties in Georgia, and Loeffler won some counties. So it was a tight race between the two. Jackson couldn't win anything. So that was a rough night for her. But in 2022, you can actually see that it was, I was wrong. Raphael Warnock won the popular vote by less than 1 percentage point. Probably because, again, he's galvanizing and momentumizing that African-American base. Okay, and we've talked about Raphael Warnock before. We know his strengths when it comes to the leadership and the public speaking. Herschel Walker ran a clumsy campaign, but still pulled off 48.49%. And if he ran a better campaign, he probably would have came in first place. So I think possibly that there's a chance, it's not a big chance, but it's a chance that we could potentially avoid a second round. You'll see David Perdue. He won the first round against John Ossoff. Then again, it wasn't a split ticket campaign like the first round in the third class seat, the class 3 seat. It was much of and of course, with Republicans having a huge problem not turning out in runoffs, and not their fault. I mean, it's a problem, but look, who wants to go and vote again? You vote after going home from a long line, see the results, and you have to learn you got to go into that line again a couple weeks later. You're like, no, I'm not going to do it. So that's everyone has a problem with that. Democrats have a problem with that, but Republicans struggle with it worst, okay? They struggle with it more. So, yes, you have Georgia, and you might be wondering, how does this play off with the Big Beautiful Bill? Then again, I'm telling you, Big Beautiful Bill is not going to impact much in regards to midterms in 2028. That's mainly where we're talking about what the Big Beautiful Bill and how that will, of course, play out. But I'm already telling you, what's his name? Cillian Carville says, okay, Carville is not making things impressive. The best Democrats could do is possibly flip Maine if Susan Collins doesn't run. But as of right now, he's not flipping Maine because he doesn't have the candidates to run. And it's not like you want to send your governor, the governor of Maine, who's super unpopular, by the way, to run against Susan Collins. Oh, good luck. Good luck. So, yeah, Democrats, they don't really have much of unless you get one of the two congresswomen to run in Maine. But their best shot is keeping these two states blue. That's your blue wave in the Senate, I guess. And Republicans still hold the network. Republicans don't lose anything. And that's the thing. Everyone really needs to look at Maine. Maine. Look at Susan Collins. Watch how she's performing. It's going to tell if she's running or not. And if she doesn't, then we need to find a state. Michigan, Georgia, you name it. Put money into it. I've also mentioned Virginia as a possible pickup. Then again, we talked about Glenn Youngkin, his campaign. Though this is 2020. Shoot. We talked about Glenn Youngkin. He's seen as a potential runner. Looking at, Mark Warner hasn't declared. He's old. I mean, he's been in there since 2007. But yes, Glenn Youngkin could be the kind of candidate to flip the state. And he's 55. He can win. And it's just if he's going to put the effort to do it. So honestly, I want to keep this video moving. We have to talk about the House because then again, the House is really what's the main competition in this said race. Republicans, their goal of the whole entire midterm is to hold the House. They're going to win the Senate, but they want to hold the House. And by the redistricting that's potentially going to happen, you can already add potentially plus 6 seats into the said category for Republicans. You have, of course, this district right here, Gonzalez, Vicente Gonzalez. You have Henry Cuellar's seat. You got Marcy Kaptor's seat. You have this seat right here, Ohio 9. You got Ohio 1 going Republican possibly. It's just a hypothetical. Keep in mind, we don't have the actual maps. But if we had a competent GOP in Ohio and Texas, we might. I haven't seen much from them, but that could be a possibility. Texas 35, Greg Kaser would be thrown out. This is a Democrat gerrymandered district, if you cannot already tell. Pretty obvious. I think the Texas GOP would be smart enough to prevent that from happening. So that's, you got already 214. And adding, yes, there's probably no way Jared Golden's going to win unless he inches it out at some way due to the low propensity voters for Republicans. That's a big hypothetical. But I do think he has ran out of string for his lines on his fishing rod. But I would say that's for sure is going to be flipped. Red Eagle Politics agrees with me, and I agree with him. It's probably going to be flipping. John James, he's running for governor. The seat's likely still going to be Republican. Virginia, 2, don't think it's crazy that's even being tossed up, but that's going to be Republican. New Jersey 7 could be Tom Keene, but is gaining though. And there you go. Republicans keep the House. Not only that, they do the big thing, and they throw out Mariannette Miller Weeks, who was posed to lose to an opponent. That's likely going to happen. Democrats will tell us, oh, Don Bacon's retiring. He's not running for re-election. That's probably going to be a flip. There you go. Democrats gain something. Nebraska too, which is a Kamala Harris district. Congratulations. But you also have districts like, these districts could be Republican. They're gaining. You have Derek Van Orden. We could hold his seat. But yes, Republicans are gaining. Republicans are holding. That's if Republicans do well with, and we're going to know in a couple days or a couple months what those maps are going to look like, those Ohio, Texas maps, and if this is going to give, because Republicans, this hypothetical would give Republicans 6 seats. That's more than enough needed to actually, Republicans have a comfortable advantage to actually win. So, yeah, Democrats could pick up a majority, a huge whop amount of seats. In order for Democrats to win the House, they need a net worth of 3, and it's kind of hard for them to do that if Republicans are getting 6 free seats. Sort of how Democrats gained the net worth in 2024, thanks to Alabama and Louisiana, the DEI districts that were given by the right-wing Supreme Court, like Bernie Sanders likes to say, giving Democrats 2 free seats. So we love proving Democrats wrong. But yes, obviously, either way, if he said, Mr. Carville will say, oh, there's going to be a flipping spree. Democrats going to go on a flipping spree. Well, it's kind of hard for them now to go on a flipping spree if Republicans are flipping 6 seats for free. That's the possibility. This year, we could be gaining six new seats, and that would be amazing. Ohio and Texas. But it's really up to the Republican legislatures. It's if they're smart, and I think they can be if they make the right decision. But you also have so Republicans have absolutely many, if they implement the maps, they have absolutely different ways to get to the maximum seats needed. Democrats don't have any path. But actually, they have one path, and that's possibly flipping as many seats as they can. They still have to get at least 3 in the net worth. That's going to be hard. Republicans don't need to gain the net worth. They can flip as many seats. They just need to not worry about losing, but gaining. They need to worry about keeping that net worth in their favor, letting the Democrats gain no more than 3. If they gain a net worth of 4, then they're cooked. They're done. Republicans aren't winning the House. But then again, if we implement the Texas, Michigan maps, then I think we have a good chance of actually picking that up. And of course, we have the governor's races, which, sorry to Mr. Carville, Democrats are not at all ready to win in the governorship. Because tell you what, they're not winning Georgia. I'm telling you. Georgia never votes for Democrats for governor. Never. And could they do it this year? Sure, they can. But they do not have a very good draft. Not a very good draft. You already have Sabutu's crystal ball saying it's going to be Republican. Chris Carr is running, the popular attorney general, very strong. He appeals to the black belt. It's pretty much going to be leaning Republican. And you got, Democrats, they got a state representative, a state senator. They got these low, underrated Democrats. Like, don't tell me. Don't remember, like Stacey Abrams. Stacey Greasy Abrams. The gal that was Biden won Georgia because of Stacey Abrams. Low IQ Stacey Abrams. Yeah, sure. Yeah, the woman with the lady, author of a porn magazine is the reason why Texas went blue in 2020. Yeah, totally. Yes, MSNBC. We totally agree with that. No. Yeah, and because she's an author of a porn magazine, that doesn't resonate with African Americans. She lost black counties. Clayton County. Clayton's right here. Very solid Democrat. But Clay voted for Kamala by 5 points. She lost that county. Sumter County. It's Trump County, I want to believe, or something like that. Lost that county. It's still relatively close. With Republican, this county too. I get a lot of these are Republican counties except for Clayton, but you would expect these numbers to be much darker. Look at the black belt. It looks so, and I get it. Brian Kemp, very popular governor. They'll say, "Oh, it's because Kemp is popular." He is popular, but then again, you would expect him to do very well in the more redder areas. But you expect to see different results from African Americans' results. Because Abrams, we were told, was also very popular amongst African Americans, except for that porn novel. I mean, no one knew about the porn magazine in 2018. No one knew. So she had a chance. But in 2022, I wonder if there's a trend. Yeah, you'll see the swing by county. She does very well in the metro. But African-American results, oh my goodness, this county especially, swinging 70 points to or 7 solidly to the said right. So yeah, I don't think they have underrated Democrats running for governor in Georgia, not going blue. Stop coping. I mean, go ahead and cope all you want. You have John James, very, very talented governor, like congressman from Michigan. He could pull it off. The only obstacle he's facing is not Jocelyn Benson. It's actually propensity voters. He's the low propensity voter. Republicans are low propensity. That's why they need to go. Donald Trump needs to go to Michigan, slam millions of dollars in Michigan, and kind of fund Mike Duggan's campaign too, because he's going to take away from Jocelyn Benson. And Jocelyn Benson, yes, she is popular. We'll pretty much admit that, but let's be honest. Let's be real with ourselves. The reason why Jocelyn Benson did well in 2022 was mostly because of low turnout, low propensity voters. 2018, same deal. Low propensity voters. Michigan Republicans are the worst. They will never show up. 2022? Let's see. Did anything change in 2022? They say Roe v. Wade. No, it was low propensity voters. No one wanted to vote. And they tell us, Jocelyn Benson, she's now running for governor. She could be a very bad obstacle if she's nominated. That's why we really, really, really need to keep an eye on this election, on the primaries, because we could sell ourselves off for someone different, like Garland Gilchrist or Marnie Schweike or someone like that. Then again, we saying how Democrat primary, in order to win Democrat primary, it's free stuff and TDS, okay? Free stuff, TDS, and socialism. That's how you win a Democrat primary. But yeah, this is a potential. But yes. Looks like Benson would win. But worst case scenario, you have also Tony Evers. It depends. Is Tony Evers running? It's expected in mid-2025. It's around this time where he would make a decision. Really, it's actually looking at Tom Tiffany, who is undeclared. The Wisconsin College Republicans, good news, endorsed Tiffany. He hasn't declared his run. However, he's publicly expressed an interest. His decision is to be expected by August 2025, next month, and I hope he goes for it. If he doesn't, well, I guess Republicans in Wisconsin have a big problem, and they already have a problem when it comes to turnout. You see, Carville is right that Republicans have a problem in 2026, but it's not the issues, okay? It's not Trump's presidency. It's about Republicans going out to enforce it, okay? It's about Republicans going out to enforce and kind of run and back that agenda. So it's especially with the low propensity voters, Wisconsin, Michigan. It's that Rust Belt. Republicans struggle all the time. Like, seriously. So obviously, you got stuff like this. Democrats, we get Tony Evers out. I 100% doubt that he's going to win a third term. Like, what's his name? Scott Walker win a third term? No, he didn't. In fact, does this his second term? Nope. 2012 was the recall election. Okay, well, you can't count 2012 because this was, of course, this was unexpected. This partisan recall election was very unexpected. This was not under Scott Walker's will. It was on the will of unhinged Democrats. But obviously, this ultimately showed that, yeah, this is obviously Republican primary. Recall. So this was not under Scott Walker's will. So you can't count this. 2010, 2014, he tried to run for a third term, and it didn't work. So Wisconsin is very strict when it comes to, okay, you serve 2 terms and no more. I think Tony Evers being underwater hurts him. And yes, you have sources saying this is going to be a Democrat win. But let's put context into that, though. Let's put context into this. Actually, no, this is 2022. Put context into this. You have you got Republican Zach. Okay, this is a Democrat here. Josh Schoeman, Washington County Executive. That's not someone you rally behind to be your to give you victory. That's just not how it works. So it's possible if Evers runs, we get Tiffany in, it's going to be Republican. Hobbs, she's running. She's an unpopular governor. We could take her out. We're seeing Andy Biggs underwater, but he's not underwater much when it comes to a race between Hobbs and Andy Biggs. It's still relatively a toss-up. You could see this going Republican. Nevada's going solid Republican. I don't care what the 270 has to say. Michigan is going to be mainly a toss-up. And you'll notice we've done all the flipping. Kansas is inevitably going to be a Republican flip. So yes, Carville is wrong. The big beautiful bill has nothing to do with Republicans doing bad in the midterms, and if they are doing bad, it would be because of the propensity voters in the Rust Belt. But this is going to be a difficult election for Democrats because they're going to have to fight. They have one pathway in the House, one path of seats. Republicans have a 10-seat advantage over Democrats. They're going to get there much quicker compared to Democrats. It will be quite inevitably theirs if the House is, if Ohio and Texas aren't complacent on this. But of course, you also have the governorship. Republicans should go on a flipping spree in Arizona, Wisconsin. Kansas will be theirs. But they could gain 6. And hey, Tampon Tim's underwater. He's unpopular in Hennepin County, believe it or not. He's an unpopular governor. He's caught with scandals. He's been caught with hiring a sex offender registering and working under the Minnesota Department of Education. He's underwater and he's not doing well. He's being taunted. People remember him. People know his name, Tampon Tim. That does not resonate with grown men. The Fishers of Minnesota, they're embarrassed to go out and vote for him. And a lot of people are having a mental health crisis that they even voted for this guy twice. So it's likely that, I mean, if you get a good Republican, like, I don't know, My Pillow guy, or you get someone like, what's his name? Forgetting it. Why am I saying that? Why? His name is Mike Lindell. Yeah, Mike Lindell. You get someone like Mike Lindell. You have a very, very bad list here, guys. Come on. Very bad list. You have Kendall Calls. Yeah. He was a nominee for the 3rd district. And he was a candidate for governor. I mean, like, okay, we need more. We're going against the governor of Minnesota. Pick a better guy. Mike Lindell. He's an ally of Trump. Have him run. Seriously. But, anyway, what do you guys think in regards to this video? Let me know down below. And as always, I'll see you all in the next political episode.